Hello, dear friends. Today I will tell you a cheerful story about two little rabbits and a wonderful adventure. So sit comfortably, relax, and let's begin. Once upon a sunny morning in a bright green meadow, a cheerful little rabbit named Poppy Rabbit woke up very early. The golden sun was just rising, and tiny drops of dew sparkled on the grass like little diamonds. Poppy stretched her long ears and hopped out of her cozy burrow. She looked around the meadow and said happily, "Today feels like the perfect day for an adventure." Poppy loved adventures. She loved discovering new places and learning new things. Not far away lived her best friend, Benny Bunny. Benny had soft gray fur and gentle eyes. He was a little more careful than Poppy, but he loved spending time with his friend. Poppy hopped quickly to Benny's burrow and knocked on the door. Knock, knock, knock. Benny slowly opened the door and yawned. "Good morning, Poppy," he said. "Good morning, Benny." Poppy replied excitedly. "Let's go explore the big garden behind the hill today." Benny twitched his nose and thought for a moment. "I heard that garden belongs to Farmer Willow," he said carefully. "We should be very respectful." Poppy smiled. "Don't worry," she said. "We won't take anything. We will only look around and learn." Benny nodded. "Well, learning about plants sounds like a good idea." So, the two little rabbits began hopping through the bright green meadow together. Butterflies danced above the flowers. The morning air was fresh and sweet. Bees buzzed softly. And birds sang cheerful songs in the trees. As they hopped along the path, they met Tilly the turtle slowly walking across the grass. "Good morning, little rabbits," said Tilly in her calm and gentle voice. "Good morning, Tilly," Poppy said. "We are going to explore the garden behind the hill." "That sounds lovely." Gardens are full of life and learning. Just remember, when we visit someone's place, we must always be respectful. "We will," Benny said politely. After saying goodbye to Tilly, the rabbits continued their journey. Soon they reached the top of the hill. When they looked down, their eyes grew wide with surprise. Below them was the most beautiful garden they had ever seen. There were rows of colorful vegetables everywhere. Bright red tomatoes shone in the sunlight. Tall green beans climbed wooden sticks. Purple eggplants hung from leafy plants. And orange carrots peeked out from the soil. "Wow," said Poppy. "Nature grows such wonderful food." Benny nodded. "Yes," he said. "But remember, the garden belongs to Farmer Willow." The rabbits carefully hopped along the garden path. Suddenly, Poppy noticed something. "Oh no," she said softly. "Look at this little plant." A tiny plant had fallen over and looked weak. "It needs help," Benny said. So Benny gently pushed the soil around the plant so it could stand tall again. Poppy found a large leaf and carried a little water from a nearby pond. Together they watered the small plant. "Plants need care, just like we do," Benny said. Just then, a small sparrow flew down from a branch. "Chirp, what are you two doing?" asked the sparrow. "We are helping the garden grow," Poppy explained happily. "That is very kind of you," chirped the sparrow. As the rabbits continued walking, they noticed some weeds growing along the path. "Weeds take water and food away from the plants," Benny remembered. Then we should remove them, Poppy said. So the two rabbits gently pulled the weeds from the soil. Soon, the path looked clean and tidy. Just then, they heard footsteps coming closer. Step, step, step. It was Farmer Willow, wearing his wide straw hat and carrying a watering can. Poppy and Benny froze for a moment. "Oh dear," Benny whispered. But when Farmer Willow saw the little rabbits, he smiled kindly. "Well, well," he said. "What do we have here?" Poppy spoke politely. "Hello, Farmer Willow. We came to explore your garden, but we didn't take anything. We only wanted to learn and help." Farmer Willow looked around the garden. He saw the tiny plants standing tall again. He saw the clean path, and he saw that the weeds had been removed. His smile grew even bigger. "You two have done something wonderful," he said warmly. "A garden grows best when people care for it." Poppy and Benny looked happy. "Kindness and hard work make everything grow," Farmer Willow continued. "Plants, friendships, and happiness." Then he reached into a basket and placed 2 fresh carrots on the path. "A small gift for my helpful friends," he said. "Thank you," the rabbits said together. They hopped happily back across the meadow. On the way home, they sat under a big oak tree. The leaves rustled softly in the breeze, and the little sparrow sang a cheerful song above them. Poppy and Benny shared the carrots. Crunch, crunch. "These are the tastiest carrots ever," Poppy laughed. Benny smiled. "Yes," he said. "They taste even better because we helped." Just then, Tilly the turtle slowly walked by again. "Did you enjoy your adventure?" she asked. "Yes," Poppy said happily. "And we learned something important," Benny added. "And what was that?" Tilly asked. Poppy smiled. "Exploring is fun," Benny continued. "But kindness, honesty, and helping others make every adventure even better." Tilly nodded proudly. "That is a wonderful lesson." As the sun slowly began to set and the sky turned golden, the two friends hopped back to their cozy burrows. And from that day on, Poppy Rabbit and Benny Bunny continued exploring the meadow, always remembering to be kind, helpful, and respectful wherever they went. Because the happiest adventures are the ones where we learn, help, and share. And that, dear friends, is the end of today's story. The end.